I said I'll see you when I get out, right? Which part of that don't y'all understand?
You're on the way out? Vacuum.
Or not. Or not. We can do it another way. Either way.
Way out.
I can do it both ways, y'all.
Let's go, baby. We are on a roll this week. We have another new guest for the first time on Woke Virus. The one, the only, Denzel Washington. Okay? Look, I'm going to be honest with you. This is an interview, and basically, in my opinion, I didn't really like the questions, and you can tell the temperature in the room changes real quick. All right, guys, without further ado, we getting right into it. I'm King Kong. I run things around here. All right, now let me stop. All right, we get right back into it. Without further ado, let's ride.
It was something I read where you talked about your people from Mount Vernon saying that, you know, like they've done like 40 years in the penitentiary. Mm-hmm. So, and, you know, incarceration rates in America has been a problem, especially as opposed to minorities. And Roman delves into the issues around the legal system. Do you think we've made any headway in the
I
legal
think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done. They're not locking up 7-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know, I was in Chicago a couple of 3-4 weeks ago, and we saw these little kids on bikes with masks on the side of their head, like 5 or 6 of them. And the driver said, yeah, they're little yummies. I said, who? He said, little yummies. Look up, Google Lil Yummy. Lil Yummy was an 11-year-old murderer.
Wow.
And you look at his picture, you'll see the headshot of him, and he's like this. And he got murdered at 11 by a 14-year-old.
Wow.
Who's doing life now, and a 16-year-old.
That makes no sense.
You blame the system? Where was his father? It starts in the house. It starts in the home. And yeah, well, my father got locked up. Well, where was his father?
Yeah.
You know, like I did talk about my 3 closest friends, and they did, you know, 15 to 25. One did 28, this and that. I was the only one of the 3 that had a father in my life, even though my parents were together.
Guys, how many times do I preach this on this channel? How many times do I preach how important it is to have that role model in your life, right? To have some sort of father figure. It's just important, right? A person needs discipline. A person needs good habits, right? Good routines, right? That's the fundamental to be successful. And then you have all the other stuff too, right? That come with being a father. And when you take that away, this is what happens. I love this clap back. It sounds like he's more educating the brother, but he is clapping a little bit. He is clapping back a little bit because it is true. Back to the video.
But I still had a father who was a gentle man and a good example.
Yeah.
And they didn't. We can blame the system if we want, but they didn't lock any of us up at 7.
Yeah.
We were all doing enough to get locked up at 13. My parents sent me in another direction. They didn't have anybody to help them, and they kept doing what they was doing, and the system got them. So
it's a shame.
I don't. The system is rigged, but why? All the more reason not to help it.
Speaking of fatherhood, Olivia, Malcolm, JD, all doing great things, and JD is now working with Spike Lee
right now,
on
yeah.
the Black Klansman.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, do you have any advice for him on working with Spike?
We were talking this morning. We were talking for about an hour and a half this morning, and I'm proud of them all. My daughter's doing Shakespeare, Taming of the Shrew in Chicago. My other son is an AFI graduate, Penn graduate, got a Morehouse graduate, an NYU graduate, a Yale graduate. You know, my wife did a great job. You know, but
let's not forget about our women, right? Absolutely. It takes a family, and sometimes it takes a community, right? In some neighborhoods that may not have, like if you have a neighborhood where, you know, they don't have the father, then usually what will happen is the community will try to raise that child, right? And sometimes it still doesn't end up working out. That doesn't mean you're guaranteed, right? You think, yeah, more people. No, that's not the case, right? Because they have their own children to raise. They have their own responsibilities to tend to, right? Come on now, back to the video. If I'm telling the truth, like this video, back to the video.
To answer your question, yeah, we you know, it's hard when you're father, you know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay out of it. But I'm his father, you know.
Yeah.
But he asked me, you know, and I told him, I said, man, roll with Spike. Spike, I learned how to really improvise and flow with Spike.
Yeah.
You know, on Mo Better Blues and all the rest of them, and he's learning that now, and so I'm proud of them all.
Yeah, Denzel's children are absolutely crushing it right now, and I love that this clap back. It's not about just the system, right. So, and I tell you guys, as a person of color, I agree 100%. It's not just about the system. It's about at home, because then that lends itself to everything else in life, and that'll help you stay away from the system altogether, right? I hear a lot of just blaming the system, and yeah, again, absolutely, is the system flawed? Yes, and I'm not praising the system, absolutely not. I'm not giving the system a break neither, because I hear it. And I hear this other guy's point, but again, that's not what it's about. So anyway, guys, that's my opinion on this particular topic. It's just so refreshing to hear Denzel talk. Man, that's very, very, very wise, and has had a tremendous amount of success and worked his butt off for it. So I've got a lot of respect for him. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right. Let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, make sure you slap the like button, keep the subscribe button for more. Until next time, peace.